As we kindle this flame, we honor and remember those who have passed into the mystery. Their brightness lives on in our vision, their courage lives on in our commitments, and their love continues to bless us and this world. And I invite us to stand if we wish. I know you guys wanted to rest, but you could stand if we wish, and we're going to sing a song that honors our connection to our ancestors. For we are them, and those who come from us will reflect them and us as we move into the world with love and vision.
Good morning. And welcome to All Souls Church Unitarian. I'm John Matthews. I use he, him pronouns, and I am glad to be your worship associate today. Welcome to All Souls, a congregation with a multiplicity of viewpoints and backgrounds that is united in the tenet that all people are part of the human family and dedicated to build a diverse, justice-seeking, spirit-growing community. Welcome to a place where we hope the divisions in our lives ideally disappear and we come together as one. A place where even if we disagree, we can share our thoughts civilly and reach a better understanding together. A place where each week we reflect on the value of love and strive towards what Dr. King called the beloved community. Welcome. We gather in person, some in costume, and on Zoom from around the world. If you're visiting our sanctuary or Zoom broadcast for the first or first-ish time, or if you just feel still new here, please raise your hand or let folks know in the Zoom chat so that we can give you an All Souls welcome. Are there any new folks here today? I now turn your attention to the connection card enclosed in your order of service or posted in our Zoom chat. The connection card is our means of staying connected with you. Each week, it will offer new opportunities for us to stay connected with each other. We want to know how you're doing, support your engagement with this community, and make communicating with us easier for you. You can consider the invitations on the card throughout the service, and our ushers will collect them during the offering. We particularly appreciate visitors and other new folks filling in your mailing address so that we can send you a gift. We're so happy you joined us here today. Let us pause to honor and recognize the legacies of both indigenous and enslaved peoples at this international crossroads now called Washington, D.C. For generations, Piscataway tribes have been the traditional caretakers of our bioregion. These people of the waters lived along the Anacostia and Potomac rivers. Our commitments to the beloved community and our eighth principle set an intention to educate ourselves and take action to repair harm. Though the form of this repair may change, may our commitment to it remain true. In a world, there sometimes seems to be more that divides us than unites us. We intentionally take a moment to covenant together, to give voice to what draws us together, and to renew the values to which we pledge ourselves. Please rise in body or spirit to speak our Sunday covenant together. Please stay standing because it's time to greet one another. You never know. You might meet a cowgirl, Sonic the Hedgehog, or even a banana devil vampire mustache guy. Let's now greet one another.
This morning is also a morning of celebration because we get to dedicate a child within this community. So I'm going to invite Katie and Raphael to please come forward with their family, and you can line up right over here. All the beloveds. Yes, and if you could share as needed. Okay. And we're going to have you cluster around Ophelia. Perfect. There's some staging, so I'm going to need Ophelia to come forward a little bit more. Perfect. And then you could kind of scooch. We're all just here, but I need access. Okay. This is why I became a minister, access to adorableness. I also want to invite our children and young folk to come forward because you have a special role in welcoming Ophelia. So come and be part of this here. We all found the banana. This is great.
We love it.
And you guys can take a seat. It's like a front row, so you could take a seat and look at Ophelia. Isn't she crushing the cuteness today? Robots, welcome too. This is great. Raphael and Katie, will you share with us the name of your wonderful daughter and share with us briefly about the meaning of her name?
Rafael y Katie, ¿podrían compartir con nosotros el nombre de su maravillosa hija y contarnos brevemente el significado de su nombre?
And then you need to share the mic with them.
Ophelia Cordelia Hernandez Heyman. And her name comes from ancestral line, our matriarch, my great-grandmother, Cordelia, and the rest is history.
Ophelia Cordelia Hernandez Haman. Ophi, look deeply into the faces of your family.
Ofelia Cordelia Hernández Gemén. Ofi, mira profundamente a los rostros de tu familia.
We're getting there, we're getting there. Theirs is the face of love.
Mira los rostros de tu familia, son el rostro del amor.
They form your first world.
Ellos forman tu primer mundo.
May you understand your heritage, for a child who doesn't know where she comes from truly can't understand where she is headed.
Que puedas entender tu herencia, porque una niña que no sabe de dónde viene no puede realmente saber hacia dónde va.
Now look at the congregation.
Ahora mira la congregación.
Your parents love these people.
Tus padres aman a estas personas.
From us, you will learn what it means to love widely and to be loved freely.
De nosotros aprenderás lo que significa amar ampliamente y ser amado libremente.
These children are your special community. Friends, will you welcome Ophelia with a wave or a hi?
Estos niños son tu comunidad especial. Amigos, ¿le darían la bienvenida a Ofelia con su saludo?
And I invite you to put your hand over your heart. And as you think about that, I want you to answer these questions. Do you promise to treat Ophi with kindness? Yeah.
¿Prometen tratar a Ofelia con amabilidad?
Smile when you see her?
¿Le sonreirán cuando la vean?
Yes. Thank you, dear ones.
Gracias.
We are gathered here not only to welcome you, but to dedicate ourselves to you. Raphael and Katie, you know the beautiful work ahead of you. You hope to raise Ophelia to know all the emotions, to soak in the beauty and truths of this world, to know herself, and to love utterly this world. You hope she will know joy and delight in the everyday and share that lightness with those around her.
Nos hemos reunido aquí no solo para darte la bienvenida, sino para dedicarnos a ti. Rafael y Katie saben del hermoso trabajo que tienen por delante. Esperan criar a Ofelia para que conozca todas las emociones, para que se impregne de la belleza y de las verdades de este mundo, para que conozca a sí misma y para que ame profundamente a este mundo. Esperan que conozca la alegría y el deleite de lo cotidiano y comparta esta ligereza con quienes la rodean.
You hope that she keeps evolving and adapts, but always finds interconnection.
Esperan que siga evolucionando y adaptándose, pero que siempre encuentre interconexión.
Raphael and Katie, do you promise to raise Ophelia to the best of your abilities, to listen as well as to teach, to balance her safety with her freedom to explore, to nurture in her a sense of wonder and awe for the world around her?
Prometen criarla a Ofelia lo mejor que puedan, escuchar así como enseñar, equilibrar su seguridad con su libertad para explorar, sembrar en ella un sentido de asombro y admiración por el mundo que la rodea.
If so, say we do. We do. Will you, a family, will you embrace Ophelia with love, trust, safety, community, and support her flourishing?
Para la familia, la abrazarán con amor, confianza, seguridad y comunidad y la apoyarán en su florecimiento.
If so, answer, we will. Everyone gathered here today is the village that surrounds this family with love and strength, needed more on some days than others. Today, we commit ourselves to the wondrous task of nurturing this child.
Todos los que estamos aquí, hoy somos la comunidad que rodea a esta familia con amor y fortaleza. Hoy nos comprometemos con las maravillosas tareas de nutrir a esta niña.
Please turn your attention to the screen or the responsive reading in your order of service to follow along
Por favor, dirijan su atención a la pantalla o a la lectura en orden del servicio.
in making these vows. It is our faith that each child born is one more redeemer. Are you ready to dedicate yourselves to Ophelia? Will you strive to love and cherish them in times of struggle as well as gladness? We acknowledge the divine spark within each child. Ophelia, we have dedicated ourselves to you, which is the most important blessing we have to offer. Today, I seal it with this ritual.
Ofelia, nos hemos dedicado a ti, lo cual es la bendición más importante que tenemos para ofrecer. Lo sello hoy con este ritual.
We rub your feet with earth so you may feel a deep connectedness to this wondrous world and to this place. May you feel grounded in the knowledge that here you always belong.
Frotamos tus pies con tierra para que sientas una conexión profunda con este mundo y este lugar maravilloso, que te sientas enraizada en el conocimiento de que siempre perteneces.
May your lips speak words of compassion, wisdom, and kindness.
Que tus labios hablen palabras de compasión, sabiduría y bondad.
As you experience the breath of life, may you remember that you are not fundamentally an individual, but part of an interdependent whole. Others will count on you just as you will depend on others.
Al experimentar el aliento de la vida, que recuerdes que no eres fundamentalmente un individuo, sino parte de todo un interdependiente. Otros contarán contigo, así como tú dependerás de otros.
May the light of truth call you as a reflective, meaning-making person.
Que la luz de la verdad te llame como una persona reflexiva y llena de significado.
And may your life unfold with beauty as this rose does.
Que tu vida se despliegue en belleza como lo hará esta rosa en ciernes.
And may these blessings continue into every year of your life. Let us celebrate Ophelia and her family. In a moment, we're going to sing our children and youth to their RE communities and our family back to the seats. We will be doing a ritual where we'll be naming the names of those beloved to us who have crossed over the threshold into the great mystery. If your child would like to stay to name their family name first, you may keep them here until then. Let us now sing Go Now in Peace. One thing I have learned through the passing of my mother is that even when our bodies release life, love endures. In fact, sometimes love comes even stronger with our grief. Today, we draw that love in, honor those who have passed before us across that great threshold, joining our ancestors. I invite you, if you wish to name a name beloved to you, that you come down one of the side aisles. You could come up to the mic and name a name, ring a bell, and light a candle behind. I will model this for us now, and then I invite you to come forward. My mother, Judith Zinke.
My great aunt, Jane Young.
My grandfather, Louis John Henry Paul Heyman.
Our other grandparents, that's my sister, Frederica, Dean, and Sue.
My grandfather, Wallace Eugene March.
My father, Claire Wayne Keller.
Our sister, Talia Patoya.
Did you want to?
My little sister, Rose Helene.
My cousin, Justin Kreider.
My mother, Betty Patterson Shamus.
My friend, Peter Steed Mensch.
My brother-in-law, William Thompson.
My little sister, Sylvania.
My grandmother, Della Feenstra.
My father, Charles Matta.
My aunts, Janet Parr and Ann Ward.
My father, Dennis Meyer.
My brother, Pedro Hernández y Raúl Hernández.
My sister, Marisa Jensen Mercurio.
My father, Rafael, and my mother, Petra, and my sister, Maria de Jesus.
My mother-in-law, Shirley Odegaard.
Our unnamed child who didn't make it full term, first unnamed child.
My mother, Patricia, my father, Nestor.
My grandfather, Ken Stitzer.
My father, James Findley, my mother, Doris W. Findley, and my younger brother, Peter Findley.
My parents, Kimiko Yamaguchi and Henry Clark.
My father, John Carl Tallmeyer.
My grandmothers, Cordelia and Elsie.
My dad, Moden Nathaniel Taylor, and my mother, Versie Lee Taylor.
My dad, Carlos Santana.
My grandmother, Lori Goodman.
My aunt, Karen.
Our daughter, Hannah Grace.
My sister, Donna Carter.
My grandparents, Janice, Bob, Joyce, and Matt.
My son, Bradley Hines.
My brother-in-law, David Meyer, my mother-in-law, Lynn Meyer.
My brother, John, and my nephew, Alex.
My partner, Jim Mashburn.
my sister Joanne Pastore Delicio, and all of our ancestors, the Gilmartins, the Pastores, the Despagnis.
My mother, Helen Matekel, and my husband, Bob Bloomfield.
From our online community, David, Tim, Mom, Frederica, Dad, Louis, Helen, Jim, Sally, W.W. Williams, my parents, Robert Shores, Karen Shores, Ahmed Gubartalia, Rolf, Ruth, Ralph, Nina, Walter, Henry, Florence, Jack and Mina, Dolores and Bill, Harry and Margie, my unknown but revered African ancestors, my sister Sybil Corinne Acker, who died just on October 19th, all of my grandparents, my parents Lois Price and Thaddeus H. Spratlin, dear friends, sisters Greta and Iris Crossley, dear All Souls friends Judy, Beth, Rosemary, and Joy. My aunt Ruth Unger, my father Richard Dale Maxwell, my parents Joan and Fred, my All Souls friend Marjorie Myers, my grandparents Tip and Dump, my parents Grace and Bert, and my good friends who brought me to All Souls, Walter Gantz, and those who sustained me in my faith, Lanny Lancaster, Walter Barberina, Kim, my niece, Tom Fox and Richard Stewart, my parents, Jean and Gerald, and my grandparents, and then Molly and Bob Freeman. And then I will add my good friend and righteous Unitarian Universalist, Carolina Kravarik Graham.
My grandmother, Alori Parkhill.
My nephew, Kenneth Price, and his friend, Elijah Richardson.
My father, Riz.
My father-in-law, Brian Fountaine.
My nephew, Isaiah.
My grandmother, Paula, and my uncle, Blake.
My mom, Imke Rosenstock von Hein.
My wife, Christine Belser.
My parents, Harriet Anna Salter, and father, Price D. Rice, and my stepmom, Ella Mae Simmons Rice.
Good morning. My name is Tracy Hughes Trotter. My pronouns are she and her. And I join you this morning, grateful that I'm wearing many hats here. I join you this morning as your liturgist, a seminarian, and I have the great honor of serving as the executive director of All Souls Church. So you've likely noticed that there is a lot of activity happening here today. There are too many things to name in this service today, so I'll just name a few. If you'd like to learn more about all of the things that are happening at All Souls, you can go on the website and there's a full calendar right there for your viewing. Yesterday, we marked an anniversary. Did you know that? Silence. Yesterday was the 100th anniversary of the dedication of the All Souls Church building. Yes. And to celebrate, we are launching the 100 for 100 matching campaign. A very generous member of the All Souls family has offered a $50,000 matching donation so that we can include the repair of the doors and windows that border our beloved courtyard. The first $50,000 received or pledged by November 10th will be matched dollar for dollar. So contributing to the matching campaign is very easy. There are a few pews that have the 100 for 100 card in the pews. If you don't see them there, please visit the All Souls website and you can see the many ways that you're able to contribute to the matching campaign. Halloween is just around the corner. I was delighted to see a robot and a unicorn. They were not named earlier. They must be acknowledged. So if you're a kid or young at heart, you can make your way downstairs immediately after today's service because there is a creepy carnival haunted house there for your visiting and viewing pleasure. So I'm told it is a carnival for all age groups. It looks great. I wish that I could walk through. And if there are any artists or crafters or bakers here at All Souls, we need your stuff really soon because the holidays are just around the corner for the UU Holidays Arts and Crafts Fair and Bake Sale. The Crafts Fair and Bake Sale will be held on December 8th and December 15th. You can sign up on the All Souls website to participate. And finally, if you're curious about Unitarian Universalism or would like to learn more about our faith tradition, sign up for the Exploring UU class on October 29th. You can find more information, again, on the All Souls website. And we have another announcement I forgot.
Last Sunday, about 30 of us gathered together to talk about congregational care. And one thing that I heard being most important to that group was that we know each other and we know this place as a caring community where we genuinely care about each other, which is so needed in this world. Today, during the ritual where we did the litany of names of those that we remember and love, we held each other in such a caring moment. We want to find ways where together we could practice this more often and more transparently and more meaningfully. I want to invite you to consider whether you would like to be a pastoral associate. I remember when I was a member in the pews in 2007, one of our ministers, the Reverend Shauna Linggood, talked about how she visited a dying member, heard about his life, and blessed him on his deathbed. And I remember thinking and hearing her experience resonate in her words, what an honor and a privilege it is to accompany someone during such a transition. And she invited people to be pastoral associates, and I would have were I not going to seminary. But I actually, when I came back in 2010 and I went to visit some of our members, I would find that having arrived there before me was one of our pastoral associates. And the holy encounters I was seeing were so powerful. We can be a caring congregation, one for another. So if you're interested in learning more about how to accompany people, reduce isolation, show care, and strengthen those who are in times of struggle, I invite you to mark that on your connection card. Also, this Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. on Zoom, I'm offering an informational conversation if you're interested in exploring that further. Come, let us be such a community together.
Thank you, Reverend Zinke. It's appropriate now, and I'm sad to say that as a community, we'd like to offer our tender love and support to Barbara Myers and Tom Gallagher. They are mourning the passing of their newborn granddaughter, Poppy Jean. Poppy's life lasted only 3 days, but she will be remembered and loved always by her family. Our condolences as well to Erica Lamberg on the passing of her younger sister, Sybil Acker. Sybil transitioned on October 19th. Erica, we are holding you and your family in our hearts. Gordon Kent came through his last surgery last Wednesday, and without any problems according to his doctor, and he's showing monumental improvements. You're welcome to visit Gordon at Gentle Steps in Riverdale, Maryland. The address can be found in Friday's newsletter. I invite you now to speak aloud those who are dear to your heart in the chat or here in the sanctuary, in the sacred silence that we hold so dear today. Will you pray with me? God of many names, the Spirit that inhabits all, we give thanks for all of life. We know that we are held in all ways and in times of joy and sorrow. We are kept close to all that is divine, even when we are crying out with one simple question: why? We pray that peace comes to this world that seems to be convulsing under the weight of war and suffering and political strife. And yet, there remains beauty to be found in new life and in the contagious giggle of a young child. It is in those small and wondrous things that we are assured that there is still goodness and holiness to be witnessed. And we give thanks that the Spirit is moving amongst us now, and that we find connection in the sacredness of this place where all souls are welcome. We are bound together in love and in hope. That is our call. Amen.
Who are you remembering this day? Every single day, I think of one of my parents. My mother, lost to us in 2006, my stepmother, who passed away in 2018, and my father, who died just over a year ago. And I wish I could share something with one of them live. As I look on the question on the screen and on our connection cards on this day, October 27th, I am indeed thinking of my mother, who would have turned 90 this past Friday. But I am remembering and missing my father most of all. Why? Because right now is the event we most love to share, the World Series of Baseball. Unquestionably, the best time of the year. Whenever my father and I talked, no matter what time of year or what setting, our conversation inevitably turned at some point to baseball. He would have loved this year's epic matchup between the Yankees and the Dodgers, although he would have lamented that two very well-funded major market teams made it to the Fall Classic. He would have been overjoyed, having grown up as a New York Giants fan and then turned to be a Boston Red Sox fan, that the Yankees had lost both of the first two games. Together, we would have debated the various strengths of the team's hitters, Stanton, Judge, Soto, Freeman, and Ohtani. I can picture him saying their names out loud. He loved to voice the unique names of ball players, from Venlingo Mungo to Daisuke Matsusaka. I miss and remember just hearing him talk about players. His perspective on the game taught me even more about the sport I love in every single conversation we had. In the final months of his life, as he lay in bed at a skilled nursing facility, we took time to read The Grandest Stage, A History of the World Series by Tyler Kepner. I read him chapters or parts of chapters. We would recall and even watch video snippets of the deciding series moments together and reflect on Kepner's incredible skill at capturing these moments in his beautiful prose. That I have this shared moment with him mitigates the pain of seeing him suffer through those last few months. And I think of his memory on this day because it reminds me of the great bond we had. I hope you too have moments like these that put a smile on your face when you think about those whom you are remembering this day. Also, I am grateful to have had this moment to share with you. I love All Souls in part because of the safe space it offers to open up and remembering those tough moments we all have. It's easy to give to a place that gives one this feeling of safety and comfort. Okay, back to the communication card, which our ushers will collect during the offering. I cordially invite you to turn your attention to the reflection question on your connection card. This week, we are inviting you to reflect on the question, who are you remembering this day? As the music plays, you are invited to contemplate and reflect on how you would answer these questions. Please fill out both sides of the card. Put the card in with the offering as you do it. The offering and our connection cards will now be gratefully received. And keep going and say Apologies for any confusion I may have caused as we were contemplating and reflecting, and soon we will be giving the offering. Democracy is All Souls' theme of the month for October, and our Share the Plate recipient is UU the Vote of DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Now in its third election cycle, this project is a unique three-way partnership between All Souls, UUs for Social Justice, and UU the Vote nationally to mobilize, build capacity, and increase connection among UUs and UU congregations in this region. All Souls Read Project is a leader in the work and also benefits from the increased opportunities, which includes hiring a voting campaign organizer. And thanks to a grant from the UU funding program, all donations will be matched up to $5,000. Check out the Reeb Action Center to see all the project's events, as well as actions specific to All Souls, like the in-person phone banks every Tuesday night. If you're in the sanctuaries, as you can see, the ushers are passing the plate for our offering. You can also text to All Souls by sending ASCU to 73256. If you're on Zoom, click the link in the chat, which will direct you to All Souls online giving. Thank you in advance for your generosity.
Dirge Without Music by Edna St. Vincent Millay. I am not resigned to the shutting away of loving hearts in the hard ground. So it is, and so it will be, for so it has been time out of mind. Into the darkness they go, the wise and the lovely. Crowned with lilies and with laurel they go, but I am not resigned. Lovers and thinkers, into the earth with you. Be one with the dull, the indiscriminate dust. A fragment of what you felt, of what you knew. A formula, a phrase remains, but the best is lost. The answers quick and keen, the honest look, the laughter, the love, they are gone. They are gone to feed the roses. Elegant and curled is the bloom. Fragrant is the blossom. I know, but I do not approve. More precious was the light in your eyes than all the roses in the world. Down, down, down into the darkness of the grave, gently they go, the beautiful, the tender, the kind. Quietly they go, the intelligent, the witty, the brave. I know, but I do not approve, and I am not resigned. Will you join us in singing, Comfort Me? When Death Comes by Mary Oliver. When death comes like a hungry bear in autumn, When death comes and takes all the bright coins from his purse to buy me and snaps the purse shut. When death comes like the measles pox, when death comes like an iceberg between the shoulder blades, I want to step through the door full of curiosity, wondering, what is it going to be like, that cottage of darkness? And therefore, I look upon everything as a brotherhood or a sisterhood. And I look upon time as no more than an idea, and I consider eternity as another possibility. And I think of each life as a flower, as common as a field daisy, and as singular. And each name a comfortable music in the mouth, tending as all music does, toward silence. And each body a lion of courage, something precious to the earth. And when it's over, I want to say, all my life, I was a bride married to amazement. I was the bridegroom taking the world into my arms. When it's over, I don't want to wonder if I have made of my life something particular and real. I don't want to find myself sighing and frightened or full of argument. I don't want to end up simply having visited the world.
I
bereaved are not alone. We belong to the greatest company in all the world, the company of those who have known suffering. When it seems like our sorrow is too great to be borne, let us think of the great family of the heavy-hearted into which our grief has given us entrance. And inevitably, we feel about us their arms, their sympathy, their understanding. Believe me, when you are most unhappy, there is something for you to do in the world, so long as you can sweeten another person's pain. Life is not in vain. May it be so, and amen.